Hand me the ball, I'm running it back. Answer the call, I'm all in my bag. They want me to ball, I charge them the max. And then they pay more cause they paying me tax. I'm the solution and I'm the problem. If it ain't profit, it ain't an option. If you try to play me, I'm gon' get you packed up. If it's something nasty up, nothing's getting past up. No, we bout to act up. This whole game is wrapped up. Talk will get you smacked up. Refresh, you should back up. Hanging up these plaques up, it's fast, bro. Know that I'm a menace, catch you lacking with your hands up. 10 toes down, if I stumble, watch me stand up. When it goes down, get the tutu, tell your man's dog. You can blame it on your homies, got you hyped up. Whoa. Everybody trippy, yeah, we coming, yes, that back. Yeah, we walking with a body bag full of cash. Cut from a different rare, we raise it like a flag. Unapologetic. We gon' keep running it back, running it back, running it back. Running it back, running it back. And that's we gon' keep running it back, running it back, running it back. Running it back, running it back, running it back.
Run when you hear that. I said run when you hear that. You better run when you hear that. I said
Run when you hear that. You better run when you hear that. I said
run when you 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 hear that. I said you better run. I said run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. You better run. I said run when you hear that. Run when you hear that.
great evening for baseball, just warming up. A KMAC match between the Fredericktown Freddies and the Northmor Golden Knights. We've got a great night of baseball coming up and what I anticipate will be a fantastic pitch game. We've got the pregame show coming up next.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage croissant plus seasoned potatoes for just $3. It's the kind of breakfast that really sticks with you, especially if you're Tyler. Tyler. Our breakfast.
Oh.
If you want a better breakfast you'll never forget, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works?
Okay.
Amazing!
So
Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Looking for the best defensive plays on the baseball field and the softball diamond? Well, join me, Big League Berardi, for Diamond Cuts exclusively on the Roundup. Get on the right track with me, Hayden Gray, as I pass you the baton for local track and field meet results, impact teams, athlete profiles, and more every Thursday this spring.
Bryce Coder with the OH report for the Knox Community Hospital pregame show. First up, we're looking at the visiting team, the Fredericktown Freddies. At 14-0 this season, they're number 1 in the Division III in the state of Ohio. As a team, they're batting .344 and get this, a .493 on-base percentage as a team. 50% almost of the at-bats that they're getting on base. 57 steals with only 2 caught stealings. They're aggressive and they're quick. They're able to get the bases that they want, and with 6 home runs, they have the power to match it. Next, we're going to look at Fredericktown's player spotlights. First up, we got Cade Carpenter. And at 6'6", what else can you say about him? He's got the skills to match it. He's batting .513 batting average, leading the KMAC this season, and .923 slugging, leading the KMAC with 4 home runs, also leading the KMAC, 7 doubles and 14 RBIs. In pitching, he's got the stuff to match it, a 3-0 record, tied for second in the KMAC. A .56 ERA across 25 innings pitched. That's unbelievable, and 44 strikeouts. He's leading the KMAC by almost 10 strikeouts. Next, we're going to take a look at Xavier Mullins. Xavier Mullins pitching with a 3-0 record this season so far, tied for second in the KMAC as well. A 1.31 ERA across 16 innings pitched and 20 strikeouts. Next, we're going to bring up Fredericktown's keys to victory. First, it's going to be open up the offense. You got the 1-0 victory on Monday against Northmore already, but you need to open up that offense, get the hits that you want and need early on so you can drive in those runners and get it out of reach before it gets too close too soon. You also want to get crafty. Do what you can to get those runners over. Maybe it's a sacrifice bunt. Maybe it's a sacrifice fly. Maybe it's a hit and run, but do what you need to do to get those runners over. Next, we're going to look at Fredericktown's lineup. First up batting, we have Brady Lester batting second in left field. Evan Hogg batting third. Cade Carpenter, who's pitching tonight. Batting fourth is Xavier Mullins at first base. Batting fifth is Luke Bean at third base. Batting 6 is Jackson Dupe, the designated hitter. Corbin McCowan will be playing right field, and Braden Sapp will be batting 8th and catching. Brody Davis will be rounding out the lineup at second base. The rest of the roster we're looking at here, we have Lane Warner, Carter Mole, Logan Hansen, and Brett Mass. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to take a look at the home team next.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Looking for the best defensive plays on the baseball field and the softball diamond? Well, join me, Big League Berardi, for Diamond Cuts exclusively on the Roundup.
Bryce Coder with the OH report, coming back with the Knox Community Hospital pregame show. We're looking at the home team, this time the Northmor Golden Knights. At 11-3 and 6-2 in the KMAC. They are second in the KMAC, number 7 in Division 4 in the state of Ohio overall. We're going to take a look at the team spotlight here, and we have that dynamic dream duo of Grant Bentley and Drew Hammond combined. They're batting .400 with 26 RBIs, 7-1 pitching record, and under a 2 ERA. Next, we're going to take a look at our player spotlights. First up, of course, we have Drew Hammond, batting this season .500, and get this improving from last season, batting only .247. He's more than doubled it at this point, and 4 doubles, getting those extra base hits that they need, and 13 RBIs. Next, we're going to take a look at Trevor Brubaker. He's pitching tonight, the freshman, 2-0 in a 2.4 ERA in those relief spots and the limited starts that he's had. He's really proven himself to Coach Buck Workman, getting the start tonight in a really difficult team. Next, we're going to take a look at Northmore's keys to victory. It's going to be move your runners for your hitters. We've seen this a lot from Northmore already, from Coach Buck Workman, from guys like Bodie Workman and Bryce Cooper, who put the bunt down, get the runners into the position for the guys like Drew Hammond and Grant Bentley, who can drive those runners in. In aggressive pitching, you're a young pitcher, but you need to stay aggressive. There's not time for you to be able to, play around. You need to go right after every batter you can, get the outs that you need, and you can't take any breaks mentally. You've got to stay sharp and get the strikes that you need. We're going to take a look at Northmore's lineup for tonight. First, it's going to be the junior Grant Bentley playing shortstop. It's going to be Bodie Workman, the right fielder. It's going to be Drew Hammond batting third, the junior. He's playing third base. Batting fourth is Garrett Harvey, the catcher. Batting fifth is Cooper Thomas, the first baseman. Batting sixth is Trevor Brubaker, the freshman pitcher. Batting seventh is Caden Martinez, the center fielder. He's a junior. Batting eighth is Bryce Cooper, the left fielder. And rounding out the lineup for the Northmor Golden Knights, it's going to be Cole Cuffman playing second base. can see this beautiful artificial turf infield. The entire field is turf. They just put this in this year. Really sharp. You can see the sharp lettering. Also the added addition of never having to line your field again. I'm sure they appreciated that. In the second leg of this matchup between the Freddies and the Golden Knights, again, the Freddies getting the better of the Golden Knights on Monday in a 1-0 victory, a heartbreaker for the Golden Knights. They've been great in the second legs of games. We've seen that against teams like East Knox, where they are able to battle back. And it's in tough, scrappy games that you can really start to see some of the coaching styles and the strategies of the coaches come through and the way they approach difficult situations, because, you know, in baseball, not every decision has a right answer. So to see how some of these coaches approach different situations, maybe, you know, thinking of runners on second and third, do you walk them? Do you go right after the batter with one out? So we'll see that really come through. So the Freddies making their way over to the dugout after their warm-up. It's a crisp 55 degrees here in Northmor, Ohio, 5:05 p.m. We have several angles available for you tonight, as you can see now right behind the plate. We also have a panning cam so you can see the entire field and plays as they develop. All the way across that beautiful field. Our cameraman Desmond panning around, looking at the fans, the audience that is building up for this game. And so we covered the Wendy's Classic, the 1.5 games that we were able to get to, and the umpire here tonight behind home plate is actually the organizer of the Wendy's Classic, so a fun occurrence. We're having our managers meeting with the umpires. Brief team meeting being broken by the Freddies as they head back to their dugout. We've been graciously reminded, and I will be sure to emphasize tonight, by Mike Skelton. Yeah, that's important. The building behind us is actually named after him, so I will be doing as he says, the Northmor Golden Knights. Northmore is taking the field now. We'll have baseball shortly. And our first look at Trevor Brubaker, the freshman, 2-0 this season. Good velocity as we saw on that last pitch. Brubaker looks composed. He looks confident.
Not yet.
Our first look at the breaking pitch there on that warm-up. Spotted very nicely, good break. And again, right there on that corner. Cooper Thomas running the infield over at first base. We saw him make that exciting double play on our last broadcast that we covered them. The throw down to the catcher. We are getting ready to play baseball. First up to bat is going to be Brady Lester, the center fielder. The first pitch of this game is in for a strike right down the pipe. So an 0-1 count to start this game. And the windup. Another strike on the outside part of the plate. A good pitch. 0-2 the count now. And the 0-2 is low and outside. Ball is the call. So 1-2 the count. Still very much a pitcher's count. And Lester hits it to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. A good piece of hitting. A bit late, but stayed with it to put it to right field for a base hit. So with the runner on first, Brubaker will come out of the stretch to Evan Hogg, the left fielder. Brubaker's pitch is in for a strike. 0-1. A move over to Lester at first, but not in time. Able to get back with the dive. So 0-1 to Hogg. Lester with the hit on first, getting the bunt down. Brubaker over to his left, gets the out over at first. The runner will move to second. So Evan Hogg's sacrifice bunt will work as planned. A runner in scoring position for the Fredericktown Freddies after the leadoff hit. So that's going to bring up Cade Carpenter, our player spotlight from earlier tonight. 600 batting average. First pitch in for a ball. Lead over at second. Second baseman covering. He's off. This one hit high and foul. The count will be 1-1. The runner's lead begins to get bigger. And the 1-1 pitch, runner on the move. Pitch the called strike. Throw not in time. Runner slid in awkwardly, but looks like he's okay. Safe at third. So a runner on third now. 1-2 the count and only one out. The Golden Knights already into some danger with Cade Carpenter at the plate and a runner on third base. The top half of this first inning. And the curveball got him. A good piece of pitching by Trevor Brubaker. Got him reaching and out in front for strike 3. So 2 outs now. That's going to bring up Xavier Mullins, our other player spotlight earlier, 4th in this lineup. First pitch in for a strike. Good fastball. Brubaker shakes one off. No one covering at third, only about a 3-foot lead. This one hit high in the infield. No, to shallow left. Left fielder and shortstop running back. Shortstop able to stick with it in the outfield to get the out. Good defense by the Golden Knights to not allow any runs. You're watching high school baseball live and free with the OH Report.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage croissant plus seasoned potatoes for just $3. It's the kind of breakfast that really sticks with you, especially if you're Tyler. Tyler. Have breakfast.
Oh.
If you want a better breakfast you'll never forget, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Bryce Coder with the OH Report. Coming back for bottom of 1 baseball here in Northmore, Ohio. A good piece of leadoff hitting by Brady Lester in the first top half of that inning. Was able to make his way all over to third base, but was eventually stranded on the third out. So the score here is 0-0 in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, the GoPro's the one recording mostly everything, so that's what they're getting.
We're getting our first look of Cade Carpenter tonight on the mound, warming up. And good velocity. We saw a couple of those change-ups and breaking pitches, and they are definitely far from the velocity we just saw on that pitch. So Carpenter throws it down. Catcher throws it to second. And we are about ready to play baseball as Grant Bentley strides to the plate to lead things off here for the Golden Knights. And the first pitch from Carpenter is swung through and missed. 0-1 the count. So 0-1, Carpenter out of the windup. Kicks and deals. Called strike on the low inside corner. So 0-2 the count now. And so first AB of the night and our first payoff pitch of the night. That one low and outside. Still a good pitch. You have the pitches. So 1-2. And it hits Bentley on the front arm. He'll make his way over to first base on the hit by pitch. So with a 1-2 count, that's a difficult batter to lose. That's going to bring up Bodie Workman with the speedy Grant Bentley over at first base. And out of the stretch, we've seen this a lot, but an offered sacrifice bunt from Bodie Workman trying to move Grant Bentley over to second base, but we've seen in a lot of scenarios that he's fast enough to leg out some of these pitches. The pitch out of the stretch, a bunt directly towards the pitcher. He's hustling. The throw over to first gets him by about 2 steps, but as intended, Grant Bentley moves over to second base. This is a mirror image of the top half of this inning. So Carpenter out of the stretch, Bentley over at second, Hammond at the plate batting .500 on the season. A ball called outside, and Hammond batting .500 this season, second in the KMAC, only to Cade Carpenter. This one hit high up in the air, out of play behind us. Foul. So 1-1 the count. Carpenter sets, checks the runner, shortstop behind the runner, checks him twice, kicks and deals. This one driven deep left field. Left fielder chasing, it's over his head. He collected. This is going to be extra bases. The runner will score all the way from second base. That's an RBI double from Drew Hammond. A great piece of hitting in on the plate, sends it over the left fielder's head and scores the run. So after that, that's going to bring up Garrett Harvey out of the 4-hole. Drew Hammond and Grant Bentley are going to trade places. A quick pickoff move back to second base, but just in time able to get back to the base with a dive. So with 1 out, the Northmor Knights are leading this one 1-0, and a shown bunt is bunted behind the backstop for foul. So 0-1 the count, so we may see that bunt again here from Garrett Harvey, but he is able to hit the ball with some power. So see how that affects the approach that Cade Carpenter is taking. A step off here. We'll get another 0-1. Bunt showing. This one also hit foul. Catcher chasing it. He's able to stick with it and make the catch out of play. So 2 outs now with the runner on second base. Fantastic play by the catcher to make the catch right in front of us. That is such a difficult foul ball to catch. So this is going to bring up Cooper Thomas with 2 outs. And another pickoff move towards Hammond, but Hammond able to get back in time with the dive, this time with a little bit more time. Carpenter out of the stretch. A breaking pitch gets Cooper to buckle. He ducked all the way down trying to avoid contact from that ball, but it curved into the strike zone. So Hammond, the lead over at second, and this time Thomas way out in front on that breaking pitch, was likely guessing fastball. Out of the stretch, the 0-2 is fouled back. So another 0-2 pitch to Thomas. Two outs, a runner on second. The 0-2 gets him on the inside corner. Another breaking pitch buckles Cooper Thomas. Great job of pitching by Cade Carpenter after giving up the run, limits the damage. Northmor Golden Knights leading this one 1-0 over the Fredericktown Freddies.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage croissant plus seasoned potatoes for just $3. It's the kind of breakfast that really sticks with you, especially if you're Tyler. Tyler. Have breakfast.
Oh. If you want a better breakfast you'll never forget, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Bryce Coder with the OH report, coming back to you live from Northmor, Ohio. Top of second here in this baseball game. The bottom of the first, we saw a hit by pitch. Grant Bentley was able to move over to second base, and then an RBI double from Drew Hammond to give the Northmor Golden Knights the 1-0 lead over the Fredericktown Freddies. But the Freddies have their chance to strike now. Brubaker's first pitch was inside, almost hits him, called a ball. This is Luke Bean, the third baseman. A called strike, so 1-1 the count now. The 1-1 is hit up the middle, a line drive for a base hit. So another leadoff base hit for the Fredericktown Freddies. This is going to bring up Jackson Dupe, the designated hitter. And so with Bean over at first, he takes his lead. Brubaker out of the stretch, low and in the dirt. Bean moving over to second base on the pass ball. So the Freddies, again with a runner in scoring position after that pass ball. So the 1-0 shows bunt but pulls back for a called strike. So with nobody out and a runner in scoring position, Brubaker sets, shows bunt, kicks and deals. This time down, but bounces just foul over on the first base side. So 1-2 the count. Likely won't see that bunt again out of the fear of the strikeout. So the 1-2 count. Brubaker sets and delivers. He's way late on that one for the strikeout, so Brubaker does a good job battling back. So with one out, this is going to bring up Corbin McGowan, the right fielder, a left-handed hitter. Bunt shown, pulls back for a called strike. So 0-1, we've seen a lot of shown bunts from the Freddies tonight so far. With a runner on second base, that makes sense. Shortstop cuts over to cover, but a breaking pitch outside called for a ball. So 1-1 the count. Shortstop cuts behind the runner. Pitcher kicks and deals. This one hit directly up the middle. Shortstop collects, throws it over to first. The shortstop was trying to cover second base, holding the runner on, but that allowed him to be in perfect position for that ball hit up the middle. Just took a few steps and flipped it over to first base for the out, but the runner does move over to third base. That's going to bring up Braden Sapp. That one inside and high for a ball. So the 1-0 to Sapp is called for a strike. So 1-1 the count now. With 2 outs and after giving up that run in the bottom of the first. Called ball low and outside. The Freddies looking to equalize with that runner on third. But the 2 outs are looming. A good curveball by Brubaker. Curves right into the strike zone. 2-2 the count now. So the payoff pitch that Brubaker needs to get himself out of this inning. This one, a fastball high in the zone, hit foul over the first base side. So another 2-strike pitch to Braden Sapp, the catcher. That one is hit hard to center field, but the center fielder only takes a few steps to his left, able to make the catch. The Northmor Golden Knights are able to limit the damage, leading this one over the Fredericktown Freddies 1-0 going into bottom of 2. You're watching high school baseball live and free with the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Looking for the best defensive plays on the baseball field and the softball diamond? Well, join me, Big League Berardi, for Diamond Cuts exclusively on the Roundup.
Bryce Coder with the OH Report, coming back to you live from bottom of 2 baseball here in Northmore, Ohio. Northmor Golden Knights leading this one 1-0 over the Fredericktown Freddies. Fredericktown Freddies, the #1 team in Division III in the state of Ohio. Northmor Golden Knights, the #7 team in Division IV in the state of Ohio. On Monday, the Fredericktown Freddies were able to come out on top over the Golden Knights 1-0 in a heartbreaking loss for the Golden Knights. But tonight, they're looking to equalize the series as we've seen them do with East Knox. So Carpenter sets to deliver to Brubaker. Pitcher versus pitcher. A good breaking pitch right there on the inside part of the plate for a strike. So 0-1 the count now to Brubaker. Batting in the 6th hole of the lineup. This one a fastball hit high and foul, but in play, Carpenter able to run all the way to the fence and make the catch on that fly ball. So 1 out. Now, that's going to bring up Caden Martinez. In good movement by Carpenter to get all the way from that pitcher's mound close to the on-deck circle here. So with 1 out, the first pitch to Martinez is hit on the ground to the third baseman. He collects and throws it. First baseman almost pulls his foot but keeps his toe on the corner for the out. A good play by both the third baseman to get to the ball quickly and by the first baseman to stay on the bag after the throw was wide. So 2 outs to Bryce Cooper. The first pitch is a called ball. The second pitch from Carpenter is again a strike. Or is a strike now, I'm sorry. So 1-1 the count. And out of the windup, the 1-1, the breaking pitch, and Brubaker way out in front, lunging at that one, doesn't swing, but you could tell he wanted that breaking pitch low. So the 1-2 pitch to Brubaker's low, 2-2 the count, all even. So the 2-2 to Brubaker, another breaking pitch there. Gets him for strike 3, lunging out in front. Good job by the Fredericktown Freddies getting that 1-2-3 inning. You're watching high school baseball live and free with the OH Report.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage croissant plus seasoned potatoes for just $3. It's the kind of breakfast that really sticks with you, especially if you're Tyler. Tyler. Have breakfast.
Oh. If you want a better breakfast you'll never forget, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Bryce Coder with the OH Report, coming back for top of 3. First pitch into Brody Davis is in for a called strike from Trevor Brubaker. 0-1 the count. Next pitch is low and inside. A chase pitch doesn't go for it. A softball has been hit onto our field. We'll take a brief pause to recollect that. So 1-1 the count. Northmor Golden Knights leading this one in the top of 3, 1-0. This pitch is hit to the second baseman on the ground. A hopper flipped over to first base for the routine out. So 1 out now. That's going to bring up the top of the order for the Fredericktown Freddies. Brady Lester. He had that base hit into the outfield in the first inning. Brubaker's first pitch to Lester is in for a strike, a fastball. So Brubaker out of the windup. The 0-1 is hit again in between the first baseman and the second baseman into shallow right field. Another base hit for Brady Lester, 2 for 2 so far on the day. This is going to bring up Evan Hogg. We saw him show bunt earlier in the evening. Showing bunt again, runner on the move. That one called a ball. Runner in at second base. Stolen base for Brady Lester. So with the combination of the low breaking pitch and the throw down to second, just not enough time. Another stolen base for the Fredericktown Freddies. This fantastic season they're having so far. Brubaker out of the stretch, checks the runner over at second. The next pitch to Hogg is hit. It hit the plate. There's discussion from the umpires. So Hogg hit directly on top of the ball. The ball hit the plate, and then the catcher attempted to field the ball, but it was called a foul ball. So Brubaker out of the stretch, checks the runner. The 1-1, he is way out in front of that one. So 1-2 the count now. And the 1-2 is hit high and off to the first base side, foul by the fence in the outfield. So Hogg doing a good job of battling on that pitch, staying in this AB. Out of the stretch, he delivers low and outside. 2-2 the count. So all even. The count still slightly in favor of the pitcher. Runner on the move. This one is low. A called ball. Runner makes it all the way to third. 2 stolen bases off of the base hit. So a runner over at third. That's Brady Lester. And Evan Hood is still battling in this at-bat. A full count. This one is hit on top of it. A ground ball over to shortstop. He flips it over to first. Gets him by a step, but the runner makes it all the way home to equalize this game. Brady Lester with the base hit made it all the way around the base paths. 1-1 now. Northmor Golden Knights, Fredericktown Freddies in the top of 3. And so that was just what they needed to get them back into this ball game. With 2 outs, that's going to bring up Cade Carpenter, hitting so well so far in the season, and a hard hit ball to the third baseman on his knee, snags it but throws it over the first baseman's head. And so what likely would have been a very close play may be ruled an error on the overthrow that also may be a clean hit. We'll see what the scorekeeper says. So Brubaker checks the runner over at first. And the pickoff move is past the first baseman, so Carpenter is going to make it all the way to second on the second overthrow, but he's making his way over to third base now. They're still struggling to get to this one, and the throw is very late, so Carpenter easily makes it over to third base. And the Golden Knights in the most trouble they've been in all night. But with 2 outs, they're trying to get this third out and get them out of this inning. But Xavier Mullins hits it to center field. Center fielder on the move. That's going to land in between them. Runner's going to score all the way from third. That's going to be an RBI base hit from Xavier Mullins. And so the Fredericktown Freddies are leading this one now 2-1 in the top of 3. And a little 2-out rally going now. Brubaker's pitch is low, a called ball. Luke Bean up to bat. The speedy Luke Bean, I'll say. This pitch is low, but hit to the third baseman. A chopper flipped over to first base for the third out of this inning. So the Fredericktown Freddies will pick up 2, and they're going to lead this thing going into bottom of 3, 2-1. You're watching high school baseball live and free with the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Looking for the best defensive plays on the baseball field and the softball diamond? Well, join me, Big League Berardi, for Diamond Cuts exclusively on the Roundup.
Bryce Coder with the OH Report, coming back to you live and free here in Northmore, Ohio. Fredericktown Freddies leading this one, going into the bottom of 3, 2-1. Freddies able to string together a few good hits, some aggressive base running, moved those runners into critical positions where they're able to convert with base hits to drive in both of those runs. So first up for the Golden Knights is going to be Cole Cuffman, 9-1-2 in the batting order. And Carpenter out of the windup. The first pitch, the bottom half of this inning, is in for a called strike. So that pitch swung on and missed. So the 0-2 pitch, Cole Cuffman up to bat. The 0-2 is in for a called strike three, a good pitch on the outside corner to get him one out in this inning. So this is going to bring up the top of the order for the Golden Knights, Grant Bentley. This one hit towards the third base side, but foul off to the fence. So Bentley hit by that pitch earlier. So 0-1, the count to Bentley. A breaking pitch, swung on and chopped off by Bentley. So 0-2 the pitch. Cade Carpenter committed to Mount Vernon Nazarene University. So another 0-2 pitch to Bentley is looked at for a ball. Close. 1-2 the count with one out. So Carpenter's 1-2 is looked at again low. Just an inch or two below the knees. Great plate discipline to stay back on that pitch. 2-2 pitch is fouled off. Bentley doing a great job of battling in this AB. He's earned for himself 2 strikes that were in fact well earned after sticking with 0-2 foul balls. So Carpenter's 2-2 is outside again. Great plate vision by Grant Bentley to work the count full. And this is a costly at-bat in terms of pitch count. So Carpenter shakes the first pitch off and out of the windup, throws the breaking pitch. That one sawed off again. So this may be a 7 or 8 at-bat pitch pitch at-bat now. Definitely a quality at-bat. That one is low and looked at for a walk. So after going down 0-2, Grant Bentley works the count full and looks at ball 4 to make his way over to first base. And I cannot express how close some of those pitches, but they were fantastic takes. So Carpenter out of the stretch. The first pitch to Workman now. So Workman often showing that bunt. This first pitch not seeing it. Bentley gets his lead over at first. Bentley on the move. The bunt is down. This one's going to be fair, so Bentley's going to make it easily over to second base. He's going to advance over to... No, he's going to hold up over at second base on the throw over to first. So the sacrifice will work as designed. Bentley thought about making his way over to third base when the throw was made over to first, but ultimately was held up at second. And so Drew Hammond, after that big RBI double that we saw in the first inning, the Fredericktown Freddies are deciding to walk Drew Hammond. So we'll have a runner on first and second, so a force at any base, bringing up Garrett Harvey. So the Freddies trying to neutralize the hitting strength of that duo, Grant Bentley and Drew Hammond. This one hit weakly down the first base line. Carpenter makes the tag over at first base. Runners are going to advance over to second and third, but it won't matter. 3 outs in the inning, limiting the damage. Fredericktown Freddies leading this one 2-1.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage croissant plus seasoned potatoes for just $3. It's the kind of breakfast that really sticks with you, especially if you're Tyler. Tyler. And breakfast.
Oh. If you want a better breakfast you'll never forget, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Bryce Coder with the OH report, joining you for top of 4. This is Jackson Dupe, the designated hitter, up to bat. Count is 1-1. That's Brubaker's 47th pitch of the evening. 2-1 the count. Brubaker doing a good job, almost 80% of his pitches strikes. That one, a good curveball just inside. But Dupe balks at it. Thought it was going to hit him. Pitch curves back in. Brubaker's 3-1 pitch is a strike, so he'll bring the count back full. So Brubaker out of the windup on the 3-2. Called a foul ball. And so Dupe went to protect, but the ball hit off of the bottom of his bat and bounced foul. Catcher fielded it and called foul. So Brubaker again with the full count pitch. A curveball called inside for a ball, likely curved right around the strike zone. So Doof will move over to first now. We have Corbin McGowan. And time is called as a pinch runner will be placed over at first. And so with Dupe on the bench now, we'll have a pinch runner over at first. We're bringing up the right fielder, Corbin McGowan. And showing bunt, but a called strike, pulls back on it. Runner not on the move this time. We've seen that before a couple of times. So the runner sets to take his lead. Brubaker kicks and deals. That one low, swung on. Catcher does a good job of sticking with that pitch in the dirt and keeping it in front of him. The runner does not advance. Close call though. The catcher almost getting hit by that swinging bat. Would have been called a catcher's interference. That one low, almost swung on a check swing, able to pull back in time. Good job to stay back on that curveball. So the 1-2 from Brubaker, no outs, runners on the move, pitch is a called ball. That one close, but the runner able to make it by about a foot or so. So the catcher doing a good job of staying with it, making a good throw, but not in time. So we'll have a runner over at second base with this 2-2 count. Corbin McGowan looking to drive that runner in and extend this lead, but strike 3 on the breaking pitch to the left-handed hitter. A great pitch by Brubaker. So that's going to bring up Braden Sapp as Brubaker looks to get the second out and eventually work himself out of this jam with the runner on second. The first pitch to Sapp is low and outside, a called ball. So Brubaker out of the stretch, sets, kicks and deals. A called strike, 1-1. We've seen this from both sides pitching so far, not getting these counts too out of control. They haven't struggled too much in competing in these counts. Brubaker's 1-1 is hit to the right side. The second baseman ranging back makes a difficult play to catch the ball in the shallow infield and throws it into the infield to hold up the runner at second. So with 2 outs, this is going to bring up Brody Davis. In 9-1-2, the lineup coming up. This is the 9-hitter here. So Brubaker checks the runner over at second. Nobody's covering, though. The first pitch is a breaking pitch in the middle of the zone for a called first strike. So Brubaker shakes off the first pitch. Again, checks the runner. Nobody covers. The 0-1. Another strike right on the bottom part of the plate there. Tonight, immediately after this game, catch the Roundup episode 7 with Travis Berardi right here on the OH Report. So 1-2 the count. A waste pitch there. Trying to catch the runner, or the hitter chasing. So shortstop runs behind to cover second base. That lead is getting very large over at second base, and Brubaker acknowledges it by stepping off. And they're going to reset. We're going to see if they're going to cover this because the runner over at second, that lead is very aggressive, but this pitch is thrown and hit over the fence on the first base side, foul. So we'll do another 1-2 pitch. This one is a breaking pitch, and that one's low in the zone, but hit foul again. So Davis having a quality at-bat here and extending this one even further as Brubaker is approaching 60 pitches. That one outside, 2-2 the count, all even. Still a pitcher's count, but you need this strike. And Brubaker steps off again and nobody covering. Sapp really starting to get into the head. This one is hit hard, but directly to the second baseman. He spears that line drive to get the third out of the inning. No damage done. Fredericktown Freddies leading this one over the Northmor Golden Knights 2-1 going into bottom of 4. You're watching high school baseball live and free with the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Looking for the best defensive plays on the baseball field and the softball diamond? Well, join me, Big League Berardi, for Diamond Cuts exclusively on the Roundup.
Bryce Coder with the OH report, coming back to you live for bottom of 4. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Bob & Bob, entry doors, storm doors, garage doors, and openers. Bob & Bob Doors has been providing fast and friendly, reliable service for over 51 years. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community. And Wendy's Restaurant, from our combos to our value menu, we're serving up fresh, never frozen beef, oven-baked bacon, hot and crispy fries, the list goes on. So the first pitch to Cooper Thomas is in for a ball. That one, a called strike. Carpenter still on the mound. His 39th pitch of this game. That one swung on and missed, so 2 strikes now to Cooper Thomas. So Carpenter out of the windup, the 1-2. The pitch is out in front, swung on and missed. Thomas wanted the called third strike, but wasn't meant to be. So we have Trevor Brubaker, the pitcher, up to bat. Pitcher versus pitcher. That one a called strike. The sole freshman on this Northmor Golden Knights squad. We're looking at 6, 7, 8 in this lineup now. That one swung on and missed again, so 0-2 with 1 out. And Brubaker holds back on that pitch, the breaking pitch, and lunges at it a bit, but fouls it off towards the left field side. So Carpenter again with the 0-2. That one, a good breaking pitch on the inside part of the plate. Strike 3 to Trevor Brubaker. So Carpenter has 2 outs now, as the Golden Knights need to get something going, as their chances at breaking this open are dwindling. So a called strike to Caden Martinez. 0-1. And bunt shown, but fouled off behind. So with 0-2, we likely will not see that bunt again. So Martinez has to swing away in the ultimate pitcher's count with 2 outs. So out of the windup, the 0-2. And he struck him out with the swinging strikeout. A good fastball to blow it right by him. Strike 3. Freddies leading this one 2-1 going into the top of 5.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Looking for the best defensive plays on the baseball field and the softball diamond? Well, join me, Big League Berardi, for Diamond Cuts exclusively on the Roundup.
Bryce Coder with the OH report, coming back here in Northmore, Ohio. Northmor Golden Knights trailing in this one 2-1 to the Fredericktown Freddies, the #1 team in Division III in the state of Ohio. The first pitch from Brubaker into Evan Hogg is in for a strike. I apologize, this is Brady Lester, 2 for 2 on the day so far. 2 really solid base hits, but he will go down 0-2 in this count to Brubaker. So Brubaker out of the windup delivers the 0-2 outside for a called ball. So 1-2. This one is hit hard to the second baseman on the ground. He looks over to first, makes the throw, just barely gets Brady Lester by half a step. That'll be the first time he goes down on an out this game. Previously had those 2 big base hits and eventually came around to score. So this is Evan Hogg, shown bunt in the previous times, this time swinging away. But this pitch is called for a strike on the inside part of the plate. 0-1 the count. Brubaker out of the windup delivers. Called strike 2. A breaking pitch. He almost wanted it, lunged at it a bit, held back on the swing. So 0-2. That one a fastball high. Wanted a chase pitch, looking for that pop fly in the infield. Hogg, a good job of holding up. This one, another high pitch. So 2-2 the count now. 3-2, I'm sorry. He's out in front of that one. That's a drop third strike. Makes a throw over to first for the second out of this inning. So a good breaking pitch from Brubaker. Gets him chasing with 2 strikes. Catcher struggled with it a bit, but picked it up and made a good throw over to first base. This is going to bring up Cade Carpenter, leading the KMAC in almost every category. That one low and outside, a called ball. Brubaker delivers. That one's high, a called ball, 2-0. So with 2 outs, Brubaker looking to get the third. Ball outside, 3-0. Carpenter likely not swinging, but he's a good enough hitter that he may think about it. Showing bunt for a called strike. I don't think he had much interest in bunting there at all. Yeah, 3-1 the count. Swung on and driven back, so full count now. A good job of Brubaker to battle back after that 3-0 count. That's the furthest we've seen a count get away from him so far tonight. So Carpenter strides in for the full count. And the pitch is a called ball. And the Golden Knights are not happy about that one. Carpenter's going to make his way over to first base. They're going to call time. Coach is questioning that call there. But he'll huddle with his team. Be sure to catch Hayden Gray with On the Right Track, episode 1. That's tomorrow, the long-awaited first episode of that series with Hayden Gray, On the Right Track. You can catch that right here on the OH Report. And tomorrow evening, we'll have highlights from that Northmore Colonel Crawford game as well. Right here, live and free on the OH Report. Not live. It'll be a highlight, but I promise you it will be free. So Brubaker out of the stretch, checks the runner over at first. That one, he balks at it, swings, or a check swing, likely to protect himself, hits the bottom of the bat and bounced foul. So 0-1 the count now. Cade Carpenter over at first. Takes another step on that lead. He's on the move. It's a pitch out, called ball, and he's going to make it in time. The throw was bouncing, and it bounced over the shortstop's head, but Carpenter likely would have made it into second safely regardless of that pitch out. So Brubaker checks, and it's between the runner's or the catcher's legs, so Carpenter is going to move over to third now. We've seen this several times from the Fredericktown Freddies tonight. Every time it seems like they've been able to get on base, they take 2 additional bases with 2 or 3 additional pitches, and suddenly they're in deep scoring position. That one a called ball. This is Xavier Mullins, the other big hitter on this team. And when I say other, I should say one of many. And ball 4. So runners on the corners. We're bringing up the speedy Luke Bean. So with runners on the corners, we'll see if the runner at first will be on the move in these first few pitches of this at-bat to have 2 runners in scoring position. Brubaker checks, throws the first pitch. That one's low and in the dirt. Runner will make his way over to second base, but the pitch was in the dirt. Catcher does a good job of keeping it in front of him so the runner doesn't advance all the way home. But all the same, we'll have 2 runners in scoring positions here. And Luke Bean will be intentionally walked. So with 2 outs, we'll have an out at any position, but it is a dangerous one. We're bringing up Corbin McGowan. No, I'm sorry, Jackson Dupe, the designated hitter. So Jackson Dupe with bases loaded. Top of the 5th, looking for some insurance going into the late innings of this ball game. Brubaker out of the windup. That one called strike on the outside part of this plate. It looked like the shortstop was cheating in potentially to make a throw and a play back home quickly. Another called strike on the outside part of the plate. Brubaker doing a great job of working himself back into this to limit the damage. 0-2 going into this. And with 2 strikes, the 0-2 pitch is hit hard to the first baseman, Cooper Thomas. He makes a good snag to the ball on the ground, runs over to first base. So with bases loaded, they're going to strand 3 going into bottom of 5. You're watching high school baseball live and free with the OH Report.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage croissant plus seasoned potatoes for just $3. It's the kind of breakfast that really sticks with you, especially if you're Tyler. Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage croissant plus seasoned potatoes for just $3. It's the kind of breakfast that really sticks with you, especially if you're Tyler. Tyler. Have breakfast.
Oh. If you want a better breakfast you'll never forget, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Coming back to you live, Bryce Coder with the OH Report, live and free. Bottom of 5, Northmor Golden Knights looking to equalize. They were leading this one earlier in the ballgame, 1-0. But the Fredericktown Freddies put up 2 runs in an inning to lead this ball game. Cade Carpenter pitching an excellent game so far. 48 pitches so far. So the first pitch is a called ball. This is Bryce Cooper. A low pitch called for a strike. So Carpenter's pitch is a breaking pitch, and he is way out in front there. Gets him guessing big time. 1-2 count. So the 1-2 from Carpenter. Strike 3 called. Looks like Cooper might have been trying to call for time before that pitch, but wasn't granted. And the breaking pitch gets him for strike 3. So 52 pitches now for Carpenter after that batter. That pitch is a fastball swung on and missed from Cole Cuffman. For comparison, Brubaker is at 90 pitches in this game. Another fastball right down the pipe for strike 2 looked at. So 0-2. And 1 out. Carpenter seems to be getting even stronger on the mound. So the 0-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3. 3 fastballs back to back to back to get that strikeout for the second out of the bottom half of this inning. This is going to bring up Grant Bentley at the top of the order. The first pitch to Carpenter is a fastball just below the middle of the zone, called for a strike. 0-1. A hit by pitch to Grant Bentley now. The umpire for a second questioned whether A, Bentley swung at that pitch, or B, it hit the bat during the course of that check swing. The umpire ultimately deciding no, that he did not swing, and that no, it did not hit the bat. So he will move over to first base on that hit by pitch. And Bentley in that last at-bat did a great job of working back after 0-2 on those very close pitches to get the walk. Meant a lot. He's a master of on-base percentage. So this is going to bring up Bodie Workman. Bentley's lead over at first. The pickoff move is close, but the first baseman has trouble with that one. Bounces, so he will be safe. Carpenter out of the stretch, checks the runner. The pitch to Workman is swung right through and missed. So 0-2. Carpenter doing a really good job of dominating these pitch counts. Runners on the move. That one swung on, fouled back. So 0-2. And so if Workman can get on, we'll see the ever dangerous Drew Hammond in a spot where we likely won't see an intentional walk to walk the bases full. Runners on the move on that pitch. It's a pitch out, called ball. The throw is perfect. Gets the runner right in front of the base for the third out of the inning. And that's going to end things going into top of 5. Fredericktown Freddies leading this one 2-1 over the Northmor Golden Knights.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage croissant plus seasoned potatoes for just $3. It's the kind of breakfast that really sticks with you, especially if you're Tyler. Tyler.
Ah.
Have breakfast.
Oh.
If you want a better breakfast you'll never forget, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Bryce Coder with the OH report coming back to you live for top of 6. Northmor Golden Knights trailing in this one. They're the home team to the Fredericktown Freddies 2-1. Up to bat, we're going to have Corbin McGowan and Brubaker with the 91st pitch of his evening. 29 pitches away from hitting that pitch count maximum and having to be replaced, so we may see a reliever in order. The next pitch to McGowan is low and outside bouncing, so 1-1, all even. So the corners are in. That one swung right through, just pinged foul. 1-2 the count. So even as Brubaker approaches 100 pitches, he's still maintaining some of that velocity, but definitely still retaining that command that we saw early on in that game. We saw in AB last inning where it went 3-0, but he was able to battle back, and this time able to get ahead 1-2 the count. That one low, all even at 2. That one a chase pitch, trying to see if he'll go digging for that one. So that one a great curveball. McGowan swings right over top of it. He was swinging for the ball that was there half a second ago. So 1 out in the inning. McGowan out of the windup with 1 out. That one high, called for a ball. Catcher did a good job of placing it, but didn't get the call. That one is hit foul over our heads here. So 1-1 the count, all even. This one is hit hard to left field. Left fielder on his way, not able to come up with it. He reached for it, but it was past him. Runner's going to make his way over to second base, and he'll hold up there. So that is a double for Braden Sapp. Brings up Brody Davis. And we'll see a pinch runner here. And so we've seen a lot of bunt attempts or shown bunts tonight from the Fredericktown Freddies. We'll see with the speedy runner that's just been placed over at second if they'll again try that bunt to move the runner over to third and have Brubaker at almost 100 pitches face the top part of that order. So Bentley runs over to cover to second. Shown bunt. A called strike on the inside part of the plate. 0-1 the count now to Brody Davis. The lead over at second is growing. Bentley, the pickoff move to first, not in time. I don't think that lead was big enough to be able to get the pickoff move to work successfully. So Brubaker checks the runner. Bentley not covering this time. Lead gets bigger. Bentley covers. Pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. So 0-2 the count. So the payoff pitch is hit high, but off to the right side, foul. So the 0-2 pitch. Brubaker out of the stretch. Checks the runner twice. Kicks and deals. That one's outside. Runner's on the move. The throw. Fortunately, the catcher was moving away from his body when he made that throw, so the throw was offline. So the sacrifice bunt, in fact, not needed. The runner will move over to third on his own. And so Brody Davis will have a 1-2 count with a runner on third with one out. That virtually guarantees that we will see the top of this Fredericktown Freddy lineup. So Brubaker out of the stretch still and throws it over his head. He sits, almost hits him. So full count now. A big pitch here for Brubaker. Kicks and deals. And that's low. The runner thinks about it. So a walk. And we're in a rundown here. Hammond throws it down to home. Runner's making his way back to third base. Rundown. And he tags him. So the runner that walked is going to make it all the way to second base. And he's in a rundown himself. He's making his way over to third. The throw. And he falls down, so that's a double play. I can't believe it. I said virtually can't have a double play, and what do we see right here? A double rundown, double play. So that is 3 outs. You're watching high school baseball live and free with the OH Report.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage croissant plus seasoned potatoes for just $3. It's the kind of breakfast that really sticks with you, especially if you're Tyler. Tyler. Have breakfast.
Oh. If you want a better breakfast you'll never forget, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Bottom 6. Bryce Coder with the OH Report, coming back to you live after that spectacular play in the top of the 6th inning. A double rundown play. The runner was walked, and the ball was bobbled by the catcher. The runner on third attempted to make his way home, but decided to hold up, and that gave the catcher enough time to make the throw over to third. The runner at third was caught in a rundown to which he was tagged out, and the runner that had walked had made his way over to second and caught himself in a rundown to which he was tagged out. So a double play. I'm not even going to attempt to name all the numbers that were involved in that play, but a double play all the same by the Northmor Golden Knights. Double pickles. I like it. So 0-1, the count to Workman. Carpenter delivers. I believe Workman tried to call time again in that at-bat and wasn't granted the time. And the third base coach is very frustrated with not receiving that time call. The umpire explaining that once the pitcher's motion has started, time cannot be granted. Of course, the Golden Knights not agreeing with that call. So 1-1 the count. We'll reconvene here. Carpenter out of the windup. That one swung on and missed. 1-2 the count. So Carpenter's 1-2. A called strike right down the middle. And so with one out now, Drew Hammond coming up to bat. But the chances for the Northmor Golden Knights are dwindling. The first pitch to Hammond is a called strike on the outside corner. Good pitch. So 0-1 the count. to Hammond. And a breaking pitch. He's way out in front. A check swing. The umpire says yes, he did. So 0-2 the count. So Hammond, a great hitter, but in a difficult spot. And that one called strike 3. Hammond thought about it, but held up. So 2 outs now. Carpenter able to work through the most dangerous part of this lineup. Still has trouble potentially ahead with Garrett Harvey. And a nasty breaking pitch. Harvey lunged at it. There was no catching up with that one. A called ball. Harvey leaned back. Could have been either way. So 2 strikes, 1-1 from Carpenter. That one's low. So 2-1 the count now. So a rare instance where Carpenter is behind in the count. We'll see how they go forward with this. Carpenter shakes off the pitch. So 2-2, swung on, missed by Garrett Harvey. All even at 2. Pitcher gets his count back. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. That one swung on and missed. He's way out in front of that one. So 3 outs. Fredericktown Freddies leading this one over the Golden Knights 2-1 going into top of 7. You're watching high school baseball live and free with the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Looking for the best defensive plays on the baseball field and the softball diamond? Well, join me, Big League Berardi, for Diamond Cuts exclusively on the Roundup.
Bryce Coder with the OH Report coming back to you live, top of 7. Some frustrations there we saw on the bottom half of that 6th inning. But the Freddies able to come out of that inning flawless. We're seeing a great game pitched, well, from both of these guys. But the efficiency in power and command that we've seen from Cade Carpenter so far has been unmatched. And that's not to say that Trevor Brubaker has not pitched a good game. He has pitched a phenomenal game. That one low. So 1-0 the count. Brady Lester, 2 for 3 on the day. That one low. So 2-0. That one, a called ball. That one, a ball outside. And this is Bryce Cooper on the mound, actually, as Brady Lester is walked on 4 pitches. So the speedy Lester over at first. We've seen multiple bunt attempts shown from Evan Hogg. We'll see if that's in the cards at this at bat as well. That one low in the strike zone, called for a strike. First pitch that at bat, 0-1 the count. Lester extending his lead. Cooper out of the stretch. Throw over to first. A quick pickoff move and a good throw, but not in time. Lester doing a good job of keeping his head up and watching those feet. So he takes another lead. Another 6 inches. And bunt shown, that one's low. The snapshot over to first base. Cooper Thomas, a good snag in the dirt. Keeps the runner there. But ultimately not in time. So 1-1 the count now. Runner on first. Freddy's leading this one 2-1 in the top of 7. Runner's on the move. Bunt is showing. He says yes he did, but the throw down is not in time. So Brady Lester will steal second base, and we've seen this time and time again, not only tonight, but all season. They get themselves a walk or they get themselves a base hit, and then they grab 2 bases within 2 or 3 pitches of every at-bat. So Cooper checks the runner. Second baseman holding him on, extending that lead, kicks and deals for the 1-2. That one's hit directly to the first baseman on the ground in between his legs, so the runner's going to score all the way from second base. And Evan Hogg will hold up at first with the RBI base hit. And that ball speared on a 2-hopper. Cooper had trouble with it, went right between his legs. And so 3-1, the Fredericktown Freddies are leading the Golden Knights in top of 7. So the Golden Knights have one more opportunity after they get out of this jam to equalize or convert a win. Cooper out of the stretch, checks the runner, sets. Not much of a lead over at first. Cade Carpenter up to bat, shows bunt, gets the bunt down to the pitcher, makes the throw over to first, gets him by a foot. So the runner will move over to second base on the sacrifice bunt from Cade Carpenter. So Cooper is going to come back up to the mound out of the stretch. So a runner on second now. That's Evan Hogg, and Xavier Mullins is up to bat. So Cooper checks the runner, kicks and deals. Curveball left high ball. So with 1 out in this inning, Cooper has to do everything he can to limit the damage. That throw is in the dirt. Throw down is also in the dirt, so the runner's going to advance to third now. So with 1 out, we have a runner on third, and the dangerous Xavier Mullins up to bat. And so Bryce Cooper will come back out of the windup with the runner on third, checks him, kicks and deals. That one is swung on top of and missed. So 1-2 the count. And so with the payoff pitch, Cooper looks to get this illustrious second out. That one left high. It looks like he may have slipped off the mound. It was not a natural pitching motion. So Cooper delivers. This one is hit hard and high to center field. Center fielder under it, able to catch it, sacrifice fly. But Evan Hood did not have a good jump on that sac fly, didn't push it to home, made it a few steps off, ultimately decided to hold up, but that otherwise likely would have extended this Fredericktown lead to 3. But all the same, with 2 outs, a runner is on third. We're looking at Luke Bean up to bat. That ball low and outside for the first pitch to Bean. So Cooper out of the windup delivers. That one a called strike. The bottom part of that zone. It's a 1-1 the count. Cooper delivers. That one almost hits him behind Bounces off the backstop, but it's a good bounce for the catcher. And he fields it within a second of it getting by him, so the runner does not advance. So 2-1 the count. Still a little bit of freedom for Cooper to throw the pitch he wants. And this time a fastball on the outside part of the plate that's chased, swung on and missed. 2-2. And Cooper wants this strikeout. The 2-2 is low and outside. So full count, 2 outs and a runner on third. Luke Bean, the 5-hitter, is at the bat. And here we'll see the full count. Ball 4, left high. So Luke Bean will make his way over to first base. And so with runners on the corners and 2 outs, seems the catcher is calling some sort of play. This is going to bring up Jackson Dupe. And Bryce Cooper strides back up to the mound out of the stretch now that the runner's on first. A fresh count to Dupe. And a pickoff move, but doesn't throw. Gets the runner, makes a throw over to home. The run will score! And so a pickoff move caught the runner at first in a rundown, but a heads-up play by the runner at third to make the move over to home, and he just beats the throw to extend this lead to 4-1 over the Golden Knights. So now a runner on second base after the throw home. Cooper out of the stretch. The first pitch is inside for a called ball. And Dupe, the designated hitter, Bryce Cooper needs an out here. That one a hard throw, but low and in the dirt. Runner's going to be on the move. The throw down to third is not in time on a 1-hop. So again, the runner on second on a ball in the dirt makes their way over to third base on the heads-up base running. And again, the Golden Knights enter dangerous territory behind in the count with the runner over on third base. The next pitch is hit hard and high. That one's going to be foul left. That one, if 10 feet to the right, would have been a home run. The dugout says, what a shot, and I absolutely agree. What a shot. That one hit so hard that it was looping, and that one just looped foul. About 10 feet from the left field pole. The pitch. He's out in front of that one. He wanted to drive another one right out too. 2-2 the count. With 2 outs, a 2-2. Cooper needs this one outside. 3-2 now. So another full count. Full count, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Freddies leading this one 4-1. This one is hit just foul down the third base side. Foul by about 3 feet. If straightened, would have been dangerous. And so Dupe will come back for the 3-2 pitch again. And the pitch from Cooper is a breaking pitch. This one's hit high, but in play. Catcher fielding it, able to make the catch. So they cut off the damage at 4. Golden Knights trailing in this one 4-1. Fredericktown Freddies playing a fantastic game going into bottom of 7. You're watching high school baseball live and free with the OH Report.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Looking for the best defensive plays on the baseball field and the softball diamond? Well, join me, Big League Berardi, for Diamond Cuts exclusively on the Roundup.
Bryce Coder with the OH report. Bottom of 7, the last chance here for the Golden Knights to get back in this ball game. It was previously 2-1 that they were trailing, but in this last half inning, the top of the 7th, we saw the Fredericktown Freddies put up 2 big runs to extend this lead to 3. Golden Knights down to their last chances to equalize. So a brief meeting on the pitcher's mound. The first pitch to Cooper Thomas is swung on and missed. He was ahead of that one. So Carpenter still on the mound. That pitch fouled off to the third base dugout side. So 0-2 the count now to Thomas. Trevor Brubaker and Caden Martinez due up in this inning. This pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3, a 3-pitch strikeout for Cade Carpenter. He's been pitching the lights out this evening. Only that one blemish that we saw in the first inning. So Brubaker did a great job of sitting on that pitch and driving it, but was just a bit late on that one. Or a bit early, I'm sorry, and fouled that one off to the third base side. So Carpenter out of the windup, 0-1, 1 out. A called strike on the top corner. So 0-2. Carpenter looking to do another 3-pitch AB. But this one low and outside wasn't meant to be. We'll see pitch number 4, 1-2 the count. Carpenter delivers. And a breaking pitch way out in front. Brubaker was another strikeout. So the Golden Knights down to their last out of this ball game. And Carpenter has been pitching so well. The first strike committed to Mount Vernon Nazarene University. A .56 ERA this season. 44 strikeouts, leading the KMAC by over 10 strikeouts, and he has been dominant tonight. Carpenter's 0-2 is outside. And so Caden Martinez will get another chance at this count. 1-2. The windup from Carpenter is swung on and missed for strike 3. Fredericktown Freddies going to win this one 4-1 over the Northmor Golden Knights. They're going to move to 15-0 on that perfect season. You're watching high school baseball live and free with the OH Report.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage croissant plus seasoned potatoes for just $3. It's the kind of breakfast that really sticks with you, especially if you're Tyler.
Oh.
If you want a better breakfast you'll never forget, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Looking for the best defensive plays on the baseball field and the softball diamond? Well, join me, Big League Berardi, for Diamond Cuts exclusively on the Roundup. Get on the right track with me, Hayden Gray, as I pass you the baton for local track and field meet results, impact teams, athlete profiles, and more every Thursday this spring.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Looking for the best defensive plays on the baseball field and the softball diamond? Well, join me, Big League Berardi, for Diamond Cuts exclusively on the Roundup.
Bryce Coder with the OH report. We've got our Jones Digital Print Center MVP, Fredericktown Freddies, picking up this one 4-1 over the Northmor Golden Knights. I'm here with Cade Carpenter, pitched a one-hitter in this game. Had a little bit of adversity in the first inning there, but you battled back, pitched the lights out. How did you approach that after that first run? How did you get back into that and really pound home the rest of the game?
I was really expecting to come into this game and, I guess, overpower Northmore. They got that one walk. I struggled early, and as soon as they got that hit, it kind of like flipped a switch in me where I knew I wasn't going to give up another one.
Yeah, and we saw as the game went on, it was like you were getting stronger.
Yeah.
And you're having, the season of your dreams, it seems like. Going into this game, a .56 ERA, 44 strikeouts. What has made the difference about this season that you're performing so well and above everyone else?
The amount of work I've put in. I've been working really hard and trying to improve my swing mostly. And pitching, I've been trying to improve that, but I've been able to win with how I've been pitching, and I just need to improve my hitting because that'll help the team the most right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw you getting crafty, doing everything you can, trying to put down that sacrifice bunt to get the runner over. But for the rest of your career, you've got potentially or most likely a college career in front of you. What is it that you feel like you're working most towards in your future?
I'm committed to Mount Vernon Nazarene for pitching right now. So
amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to try to stick with pitching and just live and work it hard.
Absolutely. Anyone you want to shout out tonight?
Shout out Coach Hathaway, our baseball team. Shout out my team for really helping me, having my back, and helping me stay positive after that first inning. And shout out OH Report.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Digital Print Center, Jones Digital Print Center MVP, Cade Carpenter, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage croissant plus seasoned potatoes for just $3. It's the kind of breakfast that really sticks with you, especially if you're Tyler. Have breakfast.
Oh. If you want a better breakfast you'll never forget, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Bryce Coder with the OH report, coming back with the Knox Community Hospital post-game show. Fredericktown Freddies are going to move to 14-0 on the season, that undefeated season, 9-0 in the KMAC. Golden Knights dropping to 11-4, 7-3 in the KMAC. Freddies, Cade Carpenter having a fantastic game, pitching the one-hitter and picking up the win. Trevor Brubaker will be the losing pitcher on the day. The Freddies with 4 runs, 5 hits on 0 errors. The Knights with 1 run on 1 hit and 3 errors. So as the Freddies move to 14-0 on April 28th, they're going to be taking on Centerburg, who are 2-10 and 1-6 in the conference. The Golden Knights moving to 11-4. They're going to face Colonel Crawford tomorrow. They're 10-5, 6-2 in the KMAC, and we'll have highlights for that on the OH report. Shortly after this broadcast, catch the Roundup with Travis Berardi. We're on episode 7. That's shortly after this game right here on the OH report. And then, of course, catch Hayden Gray's On the Right Track. Episode 1 is premiering tomorrow on the OH report. And again, we will have those Northmore at Colonel Crawford highlights tomorrow. Bryce Coder with the OH report, here with Adam Thompson. And thank you very much. We'll catch you next time.